Diamonds in the rough. NFL Draft Diamonds. Time to shine.
Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we are presented by the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me E.J. Burgess. He's a running back out of Franklin Pierce. How's your day, buddy?
Going pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing well, man. Exciting day. Actually get a chance to sit down and talk with you. Obviously a guy there from Franklin Pierce, pretty new program there when it comes to football. But why don't we just kind of learn about you and your story? Tell me maybe where it all started and how you eventually got there to Franklin Pierce.
All right. It's a long story. I started off at playing football in New Jersey when I was younger. My dad had recently joined the military. And yeah, so I was out there, moved to Miami. So I moved to Miami, then I moved back to New Jersey, moved to Virginia, and then moved back to New Jersey again. Then I moved to Texas. So I've been all over just playing football the whole time. Always had to earn my spot. So I feel like that helped me along my journey. Then when I got to Texas, I went to high school at Pearland High School. And I was pretty decently recruited out of there. I was a 2-star recruit. And I ended up going to Central Arkansas. And then I went to junior college after my first semester up there at Central Arkansas. I went to ASA Miami. And that was a pretty good journey for me because, I feel like that made me who I am as a man, as a football player. So then after ASA Miami, I was decently recruited and I went to Franklin Pierce. I had a good bond with the coaches and that was just where I ended up. And I ever since then, it's just it's been perfect. I'm glad I made that decision.
So talk to me about Franklin Pierce, man. A lot of people really don't even know much about the institution or the team. Talk to me about that school, man. A lot of people don't even know where it's at. So kind of start with that.
All right. So Franklin Pierce, it's in New Hampshire, but it's at the bottom. So it's kind of not that far from Boston. That's how I would put it. The school is actually really good when it comes to academics. We try to strive and especially in athletics, we have a lot of athletic teams that are really high in academics. And, that's kind of what we focus on, but we also want to, obviously win games, win championships. So being a new program, that's what we're working to. We're looking to bring in new recruits and just build off of every victory we can possibly get in regards to just being a new program. So starting off it was pretty tough, but we're getting there. We're getting to where we want to be at.
Right. Well, definitely a program that's growing. What makes that university so special for you, man? Specifically, what have you really done during your time there, maybe even as a student?
As a student, I recently graduated in May with my bachelor's in political science. So I'm going to be starting my master's right when the season starts, basically. So I thought that was pretty dope. And then, along with being academic wise, I was in a group for the past 2 years since 2020, and it's called Justice and Action Alliance. And we fight for social injustice and stuff like that. And we hold a lot of events at the school. And yeah, so it's just been a really good group. And I actually recently won an award in March, the Martin Luther King Coretta Scott King Award at my school from the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Council. And yeah, I hold that with a lot of honor. So
cool, man. That sounds great. Just to kind of get an honor like that. Being the one guy, I guess, from your school that gets that one's got to be, worth hanging your hat on there for sure. So I know you've had actually a pretty good career there as a running back. Talk to me about some of the things that you've been able to accomplish as a running back there.
Man, as a running back, coming into the school as a new guy, it was different. And then we COVID messed us up. So my first season I missed out on. Then 2021 was my first official season here. And yeah, I had 1,200 yards, 400 receiving yards, and I won a couple of awards. Offensive Player of the Year for the NE10 and first team all super region, CCAA. CCA, not CCAA. Then Yeah, I also won a Dodd Hanson All-American honorable mention, just like a few other like smaller awards. But yeah, it meant a lot to like, be able to lead the team, be a captain for the team, and like help some of the younger guys like develop as players and as men. So like, yeah, being an older guy is definitely like, and an older guy in a new program is definitely like something that's interesting and fun to go by.
Yeah, I mean, to be quite honest with you, I do feel like you are one of, if not the top player at your position in Division Two. And so people really need to know who you are, because you're going to be one of these guys who I feel is going to have an opportunity at the next level. Tell everybody where you are sitting these days with like your height and weight and all of your measurables there, if you don't mind dropping that real quick.
Right now, I'm about 5'11", 225 pounds, and yeah, so I'm trying to maintain right there. And you want me to go about my like my numbers and stuff too, like the 40s and.
I mean, if you got it, if you want to drop it real quick, I mean, people need to know those sorts of things, so go for it.
So last time I ran 40, I ran a 4.51. My broad jump 10-1, and then 10-foot one. Then my vertical was like 35. I want to say 35.0, 35.1 is in that range. And shuttle, I don't remember what it was, but it was.
No, it's fine. We're good. I think that some of those numbers, even though we don't know all of them. I mean, they're legit numbers, man. They're not numbers from some scrub. I mean, they're numbers from a guy who's I know very athletic. Does great things also in the weight room as well. And so talk to me about how that has kind of developed over the years. I mean, some of the things that you've been able to share with me is like a 400-pound bench or something of that sort. So certainly a guy who I know gets after it there. But talk to me about how that has developed for you over the years.
Oh man, that's gonna be a good one because basically when I came into Franklin Pierce, I was like 195 pounds. I was just more of like a speed back. So like the weight room was kind of new to me because at ASA we lifted, but we didn't lift as much as like other programs because like we focused more on running and we were really fast. So I mean, as a result, we didn't really lift as much. But when I got to Franklin Pierce, we have a very good lifting program, strength program, and we've had a couple coaches, but they've all like instilled like greatness upon us and showed us like the way that we should do things. And I gained like 20 pounds like in a year and a half. And now it's been like 30 since I've been at the school. And like I've remained fit and remained like healthy and being able to run fast and change direction fast and just everything in regards to like training and lifting and all that. And man, it's been history ever since I got to the school. It's done wonders for me.
Gotcha. I mean, I know a lot of what we've already talked about. I mean, you're checking a lot of boxes for scouts at the next level when it comes to things like your size, some of those combine drills that you had mentioned there. Having about a 4.5 40 and all of those other things. I mean, I think that a lot of that's obviously great to hear from a guy like you. So let's kind of talk about you. Let's talk about your guys' offense. Talk about your offense there. Maybe some of the successes you've had during your time there. How would you describe your offense overall?
Our offense has been pretty good for the most part. We made like big jumps from the first year of Franklin Pierce's football, and we've only built off of that. So like we brought in like older guys and like younger guys that could learn the system. We try to implement like a lot of like gun and pistols. So like it's not really like everybody usually runs the gun, but like we try to implement the pistol a little bit more, and not a lot of teams do that. So it kind of like throws defenses off, and we just like we like to run the ball. Like that's plain and simple. We're gonna run it, and we're gonna run the pass. And so far, it's been working for us, and we just got to build off of that and like capitalize and be a little bit more consistent. And the numbers will keep on rising.
Cool. And then what about you as a running back? How would you describe yourself? I mean, is there maybe a guy like in the NFL that maybe you're striving to become, or somebody that you're trying to kind of use parts of their game in yours? I mean, can you talk me through a little bit of that?
Oh yeah, that's not a problem. I feel like, and when it goes into my game as being a running back, I feel like I'm all around running back. I try to take all aspects and like have no weaknesses. So like I can catch passes and I could like run downhill and I could like outrun you. But like I feel like, you shouldn't have a weakness as a running back. That's like one thing that you should like focus on is like building every part of your game and not having a weakness. So like they can't like a defense can't plan against you for the most part. But when it comes to NFL wise and who I try to be like, I would say my favorite player has always been Ricky Williams, and I watch his highlights almost like weekly. So that's definitely a guy that like I look up to, and I've always like, like tried to model my game after. But at the end of the day, I'm still like my own type of game, but like his game is special. So.
Well, he was definitely a game changer when he was in college. Probably one of the, best collegiate backs of all time. I mean, if you kind of, go back and look into the history books. So, and really had a great opportunity at the pros as well. So, I was thinking more so along the lines of like an Alvin Kamara type guy. I think a lot of guys really try and strive to be like him, as you were saying, with regards to being an all-around back. Being able to be a pass catcher, be a solid running back, whether you are that downhill threat that I know that you are, or like maybe in the trenches or being able to take some of your speed, on the outside. So cool. Talk about like, I don't know, maybe one of the most memorable moments that you've had there during your time there as of yet, because obviously we have yet to see this upcoming season, but what's been that one moment of yours that you'd like to share?
Oh, that moment would have to be my first game at home. We were going against Lake Erie. And so like it was my first game at Franklin Pierce. We're all hyped. The stadium's there. It's first game since COVID. So like the whole school came out, and it was definitely like a great atmosphere. And then it was a kickoff. We're all like hyped. We got the ball first, and first play of the game, we ran outside zone, guard pulls, everybody pulls, and then it hit for 70. And yeah, so like the whole stadium like erupted, and it was just like a great moment for us. And then me and my boy Brody, we hit a celebration, and we had practiced it right before the game, so it was just perfect that we scored the first play, and then we hit the celebration. It was a little rusty. It wasn't the best, but it definitely is memorable. And I messed it up personally. He did it right. I did it wrong, but I just want to put that out there.
Who cares about the celebration? I mean, you got there to the end zone. And that's really all that matters. So, rehearse it a little bit more. Maybe you'll get it next time. So,
yeah, we're practicing.
No, it's fine. You talked about one of your teammates there. I want to give you the opportunity to do a couple of shout outs real quick. Who else do we need to know there? That's one of your teammates. So drop a couple of names for us.
I can give you a quick three real quick. Definitely Brody Pika. That's my boy. Like we're really good friends. He's my my right tackle, yeah. And he's been made strides in the weight room. He's been working hard, and he's gonna be a great player for us. Definitely all conference guy. Then my boy Bryce Messina. He's one of our quarterbacks. He's definitely gonna be a great player for us this year. He's like fast. He can do most things that running backs can do. He can do, and he can throw the ball like 80. So, and I've seen him make passes that a lot of people cannot make. So. Yeah, he's going to be a great player for us. Definitely another all-conference guy. And then Qdare Sims, that's my boy. He's a DB, 6'3". I don't know how much he weighs, but he's definitely like a lengthy cornerback, and he's shown that he could be locked up. They try him, they fail every time. And that's my boy. He's locked everybody up, and he's going to be an all-conference guy for us. So he already was, but he's definitely going to step his game up and show that he could be like the best corner in this conference and in D2.
Yeah, I know that, obviously you had mentioned there Sims, where it's like, I mean, I felt like he was one of the guys that we had to put on our list. And so he is on our rankings of like all of these, wonderful small school athletes that people really need to check out. So, and then certainly some of those other people we'll look in to see what's going to happen this upcoming season for you guys. So love it. I know that over your time being a football player, you've got a lot of influence from many coaches, whether it be from some of those stops along the way or maybe there at Franklin Pierce. But Can you perhaps remember maybe one of those lessons you learned from one of those coaches that still sticks with you today?
Lesson I learned from a coach, it's plenty of them, so that's hard to choose from. But I feel like the one that I remember and like it's motivation for me is Coach Eddie Brown, who's actually Antonio Brown's dad. He was my offensive coordinator at ASA Miami, and he told me because the goal is always to be at the biggest school possible, like go D1, blah blah blah. But I told him like I was probably gonna go to Franklin Pierce, and I was gonna like try to do my best there. He told me specifically, go there and give them hell. Like, it doesn't matter where you at, just go there and like play the ball you've been playing. Show them that you're the athlete that you are and the person that you are, and just keep being you. He told me that, and that stuck with me to this day. Like, and I use his motivation, like keep showing like who I am. And like he said, if you're good enough, they'll find you. And I live by that. So I keep on like working hard and trying to be the best I can be and being a great person. Just trying to make it out.
Yeah, man, we found you. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, obviously, dude, if you're a baller, we will find you. I mean, there are very, very, very few guys that fall through the cracks. I mean, we try our best at NFL Draft Diamonds to find guys like you, give you guys a platform. So great. Let's take a moment. I want to step off the football field a little bit and learn a little bit more about this EJ Burgess guy. So tell me something about yourself that's maybe fun, interesting, or unique. Anything that you'd like to share with people about yourself. Go for it, man. Whether it be hobbies or whatever, go for it.
Well, something interesting about me is like I like to do like backflips and stuff. A lot of people like they see me and they're like, "Oh yeah, no way." When I tell them I can do a backflip and then I just go and show them, they're like, "Oh wow!" Like, but I mean, yeah, I feel like that's a cool aspect about me. I'm a huge soccer fan. I played all the way up until right before college. I played my senior year in the spring, and I was actually one of the top goal scorers on my team. And like I love that game. I love watching it. I love playing it. It's just like, and people see me, they're like, "No way, he played soccer." But I used to be a lot smaller than I am now, so like it was definitely like something that was like my main sport growing up. But football was always there too, so it was always them two battling.
Interesting. Do you feel like your time as a soccer player has helped you as a football player? I mean, at any in any level?
I feel like it has. The footwork is obviously there, and it's just like it just helped me with like working as a team. Because like football, sometimes like some people try to like make it about them. I feel like in soccer you can't really do that. It's like a whole team sport, and like it's made me better as a leader. Like realize that like you have to come together as a team in order to like reach the goals that you want. You can't do things individually, and people that do that like ultimately fail. So coming together as a team and being able to lead a team is something I gained from soccer.
You mentioned a couple times about being a leader. Obviously, you've been a team captain there for a little bit. Talk about you as a leader. What kind of leader are you for your team? I mean, can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit?
As a leader, I try to like I lead by example. So I always try to, be at every workout, be there early, and stay there late. You know what I mean? Like get guys to stay there late and get some extra work in after the workout, and just like it's the little things that matter. So getting the extra work in and making sure everybody's doing the workouts at home, even when we're not at the school and not in front of the coaches, it's like those little things go the long way, and they'll eventually lead to us being better in the future. So I try to like lead by example and just get everybody to get the extra work in.
Sure. Anything else about yourself that you feel like people need to know? I mean, whether football or otherwise, anything else going on in your world?
Uh, Recently, well, actually, no. There's two things. In track in high school, I was actually third in I got third in the area. So like that's basically like the city and a little bit outside the city. So like the greater Houston area, basically. I got third in the 110-meter hurdles. And I
Nice.
still hold that victory to this day because
What was that number? You remember?
nah,
It's too far back, huh? No, it's fair. It's all good.
yeah,
Um, Hey, as we try and wrap things up, I mean, I want to give you one last opportunity. I know that there might be some scouts that may want to know a little bit more about you and maybe even give you that opportunity at the next level, whether they sign you or draft you or what have you. But I do want to give you the opportunity to give them one last pitch. So go ahead and address all those people. Tell them why they need to take a chance on you. Go for
Okay, so I would say I'm an all around back. I'll give you everything I got. I could pass protect. I could run the ball. I could, make all types of cuts and run somebody over, hurdle somebody, whatever's needed. Catch the ball, run some good routes, outrun somebody, anything. And I'm gonna work in the weight room. I'm gonna be a leader on and off the field, and I'm gonna keep being a good guy. And community service is something that I strive on. I was actually one of the best on my team on that this past year. And yeah, like I keep working. Like I don't give up for anything. And it's just like something that's always been a motivator for me is for me to, be the best that I can be and don't leave anything for like doubt. Just leave it all out there on the field and just like, that's about it. Yeah. So like,
No, I get you. I mean, obviously, a player who I've tried my best to follow, right now, because who knows what's going to happen after the end of this season. I mean, getting to a place where you're maybe an All-American might get some looks from some All-Star games. So we'll see what happens on that front. But I do wish you all the best with everything you got going on, man. Obviously, a great season ahead and everything else afterwards. So I feel like that in front of us we have an all-around back who can do a lot of things. He checks a lot of boxes. Has the size, the speed, strength, and just the ability to really contribute in all facets. So wish you all the best. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that.
Sure.